understanding why you're here. You're here to get a degree, and you're here to win a national championship. And if you don't understand that, you need to get away from University of Texas.
This guy can make things happen. Bottom line is he's a winner.
Loves it in the corner. It's caught. It's a touchdown for Texas.
Coach Brown said when I got here is pay attention and watch what goes on. I want you to learn how big Texas football is.
Wow. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to Austin, Texas. For those who are traveling in from other states, other countries, we're so glad you're here with us. If you weren't awake, you are now, because we have a really exciting talk ahead of us. I'm joined today by Mr. Vince Young. We don't have much time, so I just kind of want to dive right in, if we will. So Vince, you are a legend of the sport, an OG family member of Longhorn Tech Nation, deemed invincible after one of the best games in college football history. So tell us, how has the sport evolved over the years from when you played, and how has the whole sports culture and technology taken a play in that?
Well, good morning, everyone. Hope y'all had a good time in Austin, Texas, baby. Well, I mean, it has changed a whole lot, especially with the technology and understanding the performance for the players. I really feel like that aspect, as well as, the referees, the understanding, like protecting the players a little bit more. Like she said, I am OG. I'm getting up there in age. You can see the gray hairs. When I got hit, and some of the times, it wasn't nowhere 10 minutes delay to make sure that player was okay. And for them to do that, for them to really dissect with the technology that they have now, to pull that player if he feels dizzy, or sometimes our adrenaline is rushing so much, we want to get back in there, and we tend to forget about the safety aspect, especially for the long term. I think that's a major point, as well as the referees as well, really dissecting, really happen on that play, making sure defensive guys are hitting the right way, not trying to injure people and things like that. So I feel like that's a major point that I can applaud the sports world for, with the things that they're doing, protecting the players a little bit more.
Absolutely. And you have a lot going on when it comes to your own ventures. You've got your real estate company, a steakhouse down the street, it was mentioned. You've got a consultancy down in Rio Grande Valley. So tell us a little bit about what's exciting you when it comes to sports tech, how we're utilizing data, AI, ML, and these different sensor technologies, biosensors, analytics, all of that when it comes to.
Yeah, being in the business world now, which is fun, and learning, the ins and outs of that, but understanding that without a lot of the technology for, especially with the engineering business, with the geotech and material testing, when we, digging in and going underneath the foundation and understanding what's underneath there before we start to build, because we don't want to build a freeway and then it collapse in certain years. So understanding how far we can deep, making sure that that's rocks that we're digging in, or if that's a lot of mud, things like that, which I've been learning over the years, as well as, as well as the real estate world, understanding where people are moving to, where people like to move to, what is all these Fortune 500 companies are coming to, just understanding the insides and outs of the information, that data that we analyze a lot to make sure we are doing what's best for the community. And that's the major thing that I feel like, as well as in the sports world, with the performance for the players, understanding not to put that player back out there if it's a torn ACL. Our quarterback here, Quinn, got hurt early in the year. He was devastated. They said 4 to 6 weeks. And because of the technology, the new technology of dissecting in how fast this player, how he heals fast, how much workload that we can put on him to get him back. And actually, he did a good job, because we're happy he's back. And, that goes back to the technology, the artificial intelligence and the machinery readings and things like that. So I think it's a major key point for everything we do on the football field as well as off the field, because of the fact that we need that information and data to inform people, because a lot of people really don't know what's going on. But if you have that information and you can send it out to the community, they'll have a better understanding why we are doing that freeway or that sidewalk, and you're upset. Why is it traffic? Well, we're trying to fix it for the community. So I think that's a really good thing, that we can inform and stay communicating with the community.
Absolutely. And on the infrastructure side, so important, especially right now, we're seeing a few cases in the news at the moment when it comes to infrastructure and the need for advanced materials. On the sports tech side, so when you were playing, you were handed a piece of paper, plays on it. Now students, athletes are handed, iPads. So talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing internally on the hardware side, on the software side. I feel like even the stadium alone at UT has evolved so much.
Yeah, these things, when I was playing, I had a telephone book that I had to carry around all around campus with a million pages. And just think about flipping through those pages, one page at a time, one chapter at a time, to learn the offense that I had to go out and perform in to be the best that I can be. So now it's a tablet that guys can just carry around on campus when they go into class. They have it at home, and then as well as on the sideline. And after each series, you come back to the sideline, you can watch film and study what you did wrong or what you missed. Stay in communication with your coach. So I feel like that is really a major deal, because these generation right now wouldn't go through that telephone book like I did.
I don't even know if Gen Z knows what a telephone book is. It's like an archive.
It's a big book,
like
yeah. So I don't think that they would have done that. So just to see that evolve around the game to make it a little bit easier to our generation, this generation, because they are tech savvy, things like that. I think that's major, to make it easier for them to, have that tablet with them when they need it at all times. Even they can watch film as well and study their opponent as well. So I think that's a major key point. And then for me, as I try to get my golf game right.
Yep. There you go.
The wearables that I get to wear when I'm with my tech coach to study my game, to see what I'm doing wrong. If I'm doing my elbow, is my elbow not straight? If I'm lifting my leg, I think that's major for me, so I can get my golf game right for it, stop hooking left and right. So I appreciate the tech world. And then it's coming to Austin, taking over Austin.
Yep.
Silicon Valley did a really good job with these guys doing, but this is Austin, Texas. So just to see a lot of the Fortune 500 companies are moving here to better our community as well as the state of Texas. I'm just honored to be a face, to be here right now speaking to everybody that I have dove in head first so for me and my family and my kids to understand the information and knowledge that technology is, not only just helping, but it's making me excited that what we're going to for the future.
Absolutely, it's empowering. Technology is empowering, and I loved what you said about Austin. So let's talk a little bit about that. Austin as a boom town, and there are mics, everyone, at either row right here. If you'd like to come up, we'll start taking live audience Q&A here in a few moments. So feel free to line up. But on the Austin side of the house, so we've slowly recircled back, I feel like, as a tech boom town. We've always been a hardware town. AMD, Samsung, Motorola, Dell. But then with headquarters, like Oracle setting up shop here, Meta has their own bureau here. What are you most excited about for Austin as we have these various tech players moving to town, but also just us from an economic development standpoint, from a city standpoint? How are you wrapping our arms around Austin and supporting these companies coming in and helping with the infrastructure, building the infrastructure, getting ready for?
Well, to me, I think it is, having that data to like our university, to say to the point to, about social media, what else? Ticket sales, what things that we can do better to make it fun for everyone. And that information and things that we've been having opportunity to sit in, webinars and things like that to better our university, how to revenue and things like that, I think is major, because the game is changing, and we're going to the SEC for one. So
let's get ready.
So anything we can do to to make it fun for our opponents, fans coming in. That data and that information helps us each and every day to get better as the university institution-wise, and as well as for our students as well, because these type of things is what they're interested in. and as well as the world is interested in. So we could continue to teach our generation these things, these new components that's coming into the business world to forward our community, I think is always good.
Absolutely, and the university, of course, is a huge part of our community.
Huge.
The university, plays hand in hand with the city, plays hand in hand with the Chamber of Commerce, South by. What I love to say is, having lived in various parts of the country, it's like New York is how rich you are, DC how famous you are, LA how famous you are, DC is how powerful you are, but Austin is like, how are you? And so I love the collaborative spirit of our city. Can we speak a little bit to, in that collaboration and with emerging new ways for student athletes specifically to make money? I'm excited for the NIL, and if anyone doesn't know what the NIL is, it's name and likeliness, and now student athletes have the ability to make profit off of their awesome brands. What excites you about that for student players in this generation?
Well, the financial literacy is the major part that I like. And then also, all these years, NCAA was making money off of us. And we would get in trouble if we accept money from anything. Or we had a little small window in the summertime that we can do an intern or we can work or something like that. But it wasn't enough compared to our lifestyle, the things that we was doing, paying our own cell phone bill, staying in contact with your family, or we couldn't, feed our own self. And I mean, noodles and wings are good, but as Austin grows, we want to be able to afford our own, lifestyle.
Yeah.
So for them to have that, I really feel like it's very important that they understand that, yes, it's okay to have a financial advisor, but in the same time to have that knowledge, literacy, to take care of your own, sign your own checks, understanding what all this information is for you to be successful, not only just on the football field, but in the long run, so you be able to take care of your family. Because now these guys, some of them do have families and some of them don't, but have the understanding that they can make money off their own name.
Yep.
I know the NCAA is mad about that, but in the same time, I really feel like it's really good for them, young ladies and young men, to understand that now, because once they get to the next level, you want to be kind of like a little bit ahead, so you can kind of really focus on the game and understand that you can protect yourself off the field. So I thank God for the university to implement them classes, to teach them that now, and for them to continue to move forward, because it's tough. It's not easy. As well as I really feel like we got to do more with the parents, too. I think we kind of left them to the side. I think we have to implement something for the parents to educate themselves as well, because a lot of players come from nothing. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with $1 million or $400K or whatever it may be, and what these young men and young ladies are getting right now, which is phenomenal for them. But at the same time, you want to continue to educate them how to protect their money and put it somewhere safe, so it won't, blow it away.
Absolutely. And a lot of those classes are being held, like you said, this whole Zoom, post-COVID era, the ability to host classes online when needed and tune in from anywhere. Okay, so what are you most excited about right now? Anything that you're listening to podcast-wise, books that you've been reading, emerging technologies that you've been following? What's exciting to you at the moment?
I'm excited being a dad right now. That's fun, I've been enjoying that. Business is business. I'm learning each day to, continue to build our businesses and our brand, as well as my own brand, and just trying to be a role model for my kids. And, being there at my son's first football game this year, scored a touchdown, hanging out with my daughters, they divas and stuff like that, tea parties and all this type of stuff going on. I'm just having a good time being a dad right now, and it's really fun because I never had that growing up as a kid. And for me to just be there with my nieces and nephews as well, going to their games, yelling their name like, chill out, Uncle VY, you too loud. Just enjoying that aspect of it, because when I was playing ball and working my butt off, I didn't have opportunity to do a lot of that stuff, hanging out with my family. And so now that's very important to me, and a lot of people understand that, so I have to say no a little bit more, because I'm getting dragged in so many ways, but I got to say, hey, I got to go to this game, and it's like way important because it's my kid's game, or whatever it may be, so I'm just enjoying doing that, and it's really fun just hanging out with the family right now.
Love that. Pop events You will.
Exactly.
Well, so any last words for the audience, especially for those who have traveled in, first time to Austin, maybe for some people. We bleed burnt orange, as you can tell. But yeah, any last, words of excitement for what's going on?
Well, I mean, first of all, enjoy yourself. Definitely go to Vince Young Steakhouse. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the festivities. What you're going to love about Austin, everybody is so respectful,
Yeah.
very hospitality, wants you to just embrace the city. And then just my main thing that I leave everybody with, man, do more love than hate, okay? Our world is so messed up right now. It's unbelievable. And we all sitting here in this building got control of it because we sleep in a household with a wife. We're not even, probably not married or a husband, whatever it may be, with kids. The first thing you have to do is eat dinner with each other more. Communicate with each other, understand if anybody have a problem in the family, be able to talk about it so before they leave the household, no one has problems, so they giving off positive energy. So it starts in the household, it starts with your friends, your family, things like that. I think that is a major piece. More love instead of hatred. I think the way we can change our world, because there's a lot of hatred going on. There's a lot of pointing fingers at everybody else but yourself. So make sure when you look in the mirror, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do as a person so you can be a classy role model, employee, a boss, whatever it may be. Because when you step out in the world, we need more positive energy. Please, pretty please.
Yes.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.